For this recipe, I'm using chicken thighs. I highly discourage you from using chicken breast because it doesn't have enough flavor and it's also easy to dry out. To start off, you're going to have to trim the chicken thighs. There's always a bigger chunk and a smaller chunk of the thigh. We're going to use the bigger chunk for this recipe because using the whole thigh will be too big. Once separated, put the bigger pieces of the chicken thigh into a bowl and submerge it with buttermilk, and then add salt, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. Let the chicken marinate for at least 2 hours or overnight. While the chicken is marinating, we can make the flour dredge. I use about 3 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of shiitake mushroom powder, along with salt, garlic powder, and cayenne pepper. Making the basil butter and cayenne maple syrup are both super simple. Just combine a half stick of softened butter with about a 1/4 cup of chopped basil. For the cayenne maple syrup, add about 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper into 2/3 cup of maple syrup. You can always adjust it depending on how spicy you want it. If you have your own recipe for waffle batter, you can just use that, but my recipe consists of 1 large egg, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of rendered duck fat, 3 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just combine all of the ingredients together with some milk, and then adjust the thickness of the batter with either adding more milk or more flour. Get your waffle iron hot and add some melted butter or use some cooking spray to grease it. And then add your batter and cook the waffles until golden. Once your waffle is done, take it out and cut it into quarters. Before dredging your chicken in flour, get a pan of oil heated to 350 degrees. And then dredge your chicken in the flour mixture, making sure to coat every nook and cranny with flour. Drop your chicken into the hot oil and cook until dark brown and crunchy. For the bourbon cocktail, you'll need to make a sage and honey simple syrup. Go ahead and put in equal parts water and honey into a small saucepan. Add a handful of sage and reduce until it's a little looser than honey and the sage has turned a darker color. Once complete, let it cool down before using in the cocktail. For the cocktail, all you have to do is put some ice in a cocktail shaker, add in 3 ounces of bourbon and 2 ounces of honey and sage syrup. Give it a few good shakes until it's ice cold, and then serve with the sage leaf. Another good addition to this drink is an orange peel or a burnt cinnamon stick. To assemble the sliders, take 1/4 of the waffle and slather on some basil butter and some extra basil. Then add the chicken and spoon on some cayenne maple syrup. Adding bacon is optional, but it's highly recommended. Then just top with the other piece of waffle. Both the sliders and cocktail are super easy to make and pair really well with each other, especially during fall. You should give it a try and let me know what you think. As always, share the video and leave a like if you enjoyed this recipe, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with new uploads.